With a hand analysis. Um, Today I kind of ran into a situation with this player. We'll call him On Moeste. That's his name there. And basically, this player, I had not played against him ever, and I had about 20 hands logged on him, and I picked up Ace King. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, so I got the hand loaded up here. So he's got pocket nines. I didn't know that obviously to begin the hand, but having had only 20 hands on him and in my heads up display, the statistics was 9-9, like VPIP preflop raise. So in my mind, when he flats here, way away from the button, so he's way out of position, he's flatting, and I'm thinking in my head, if this is normally a player that doesn't play very many hands, this could just quite possibly be a set mine, so I have to be careful of that if I hit a king on the flop, not to overextend myself. And I don't usually get value out of flops that have an ace or a king on them if the player's trying to set mine and they didn't hit a set. So I'm going to go to the flop. So basically when the flop comes, oh man, my computer's slow today. I'll just play the hand over again here. Slowly. So I got the ace king. I raised it up to 5x, and he calls, being 9-9. After 20 hands, I'm thinking he's not calling with crap, so he's calling to set mine because of the position he's in and because of that stat that I just said. So I'm not going to overextend my ace king too much in this particular hand, no matter what. So the flop comes, I check because I want him to bet, thinking I missed my flop. So he does bet, and I just flat, pretty much letting him do all the work for me. The turn's a 6. That's right in his range to call to set mine as well, so I check again, he checks. And then the river. The check on the turn was actually kind of suspect by him because I was trying to figure out what the hell he would just check and why he would just check a set. But I still wasn't believing that he didn't have a set. I'm still not going to overextend my ace king too much here. So I bet half the pot on the river. Hopes that he calls me with tens or jacks or something stupid like that. And he min raises me. Here you can make a case to fold just based on the evidence at hand, but the way he also played the hand indicated that he could have just been betting at my missed c-bet on the flop. I called, so that scared him into not betting the turn, and then I bet the river, so he'd be thinking on the river, well, he could just be betting his air here, or hands that he's not willing to call a raise with, so he min raises me here, and I have been priced in. I can't fold at that point, so I'm just going to call him down and see if he has jacks or tens or queens or something like that, or maybe even ace queen, something that I can win money off of. And he showed down the set of nines, and I only ended up losing $1.80 on the hand instead of, well, usually I would go bet flop, probably about 75%. I don't know what he does at that point, but I think the hand plays out a little bit differently. especially me being out of position. It's tougher to play out of position too, because I got to guess whether or not he's going to raise me each time, because each time I bet, I know that I can't call a raise because of the type of player that I'm up against in my mind. So that's leading me to the next hand. He's now seen that I can play my hand like that, and to him that's a monster. To any player, that's pretty much a monster with ace king on that flop. So he's thinking in his head that that's how I play my monsters. So we can move ahead here about this many hands, and I picked up pocket aces, and I was in the big blind, and on Moeste decides that he wants to raise to 3x under the gun, and I'm okay with 3-betting here, because I think that he might think that I'm just making a play at him, and or I'm thinking also now that he could possibly actually have a looser range now, because I will show you here. This is generally what his stats were when he made that bet, about 18-12 at that point. And we've been playing for a while now, and I kept that first hand in my head because I knew I had showed down the ace king, and I knew that I couldn't fool him a second time, so I was going to try a different way to get his money in when I got the aces this time. So I decide to 3-bet, and my expectation with the 3-bet is here that he'll raise me, because he might think that I'm making a play at him, or he'll just call with his worst hands, obviously. And I'm also, I raised it 4x to 60 cents, so I'm raising for value big time here, and I'm expecting nothing less than a call or a fold. So going to this flop, it looks pretty much like a flop that could have missed my range to 3-bet there if I had ace king. And judging by the first time I had ace king, the way I played it, I checked to him, and he's probably thinking I'm a fish, so that I'm going to play it that way again. So this time, I decide to make a big sizable bet at the flop, also for value and to protect my hand, and not only that, but this time, hopefully, to complete the story that I'm bluffing to him. So I bet, and he decides to min raise me. Now, I seen that min raise, and I said good stuff, because I can't see him calling to set mine for 4x pre-flop, and I can't see him re-raising all in kings or queens pre-flop, now that I think about it, because he's thinking that he's going to be able to somehow manipulate me post-flop into getting all my money in the middle. That's what I'm thinking at this point. I don't think that he's ever going to play 8s or 7s or 5s or crap like a bluff that way. I think he's going to just play his value hands this way and fold everything else. So I make that bet on the flop. He folds all of his crap, and his value hands, he's going to either raise me or just try and slow play them. So he makes the raise here, and I'm thinking he's strong enough to call an all-in. I'm thinking he has kings or queens at this point, maybe even ace-jack, possibly some sort of set of jacks. Unlikely, however, so I'm not scared of a set. At this point, I'm just more concerned of what good hands he could have to call me with. And so I decided that I would go all in, because that's really the only raise at this point anyways to make that looked disbelievable. So he thought about it for, man, like 20 seconds, not even, and then he decided to call, and then the jack and the king came, and like, we don't flip our cards face over while we're all in before the if their set are turned off, if they have that setting turned off. So I had to wait till the end of the hand, and I was sweating the jack. I was like shit, and I was sweating the king, and I was diamond, and then he flipped over 8-8, and I started laughing. I said, wow, I can't believe a player on No Limit 5 just called my all-in 3-bet on the flop with pocket eights. But anyways, you just kind of gotta always be thinking of how you can get your opponent's money in the middle, and you'll have no problem doing it. So this has been I Love Magic for another hand analysis, and thank you. Have a good day.